Hey guys, and welcome to another FSX live stream, where today I'll be flying the Boeing 717 by TFDi Design and doing a bit of island hopping around Hawaii. So something I don't normally do. Normally I just like do a route and end it at that. So I'll be doing a bit of like I said, a bit of island hopping. So I'll be taking off at one airport, landing at another one, then go to another one, then go to another one, so on. So I'm not sure how many flights I'll do in total, but fingers crossed I'll probably get like 2 in, maybe 3. We'll see how the evening goes for me. If I do decide to disappear somewhere before then. So, let's head in the aircraft. Actually, let's get ourselves ready to go. So, oops, parking brake set, and let's get the ground surfaces going. So, first flight today. We won't do catering. I mean, to be fair, most flights on this aircraft are too short to really do any catering at all. So it'll just be fuel truck and boarding for me, both of which we can do later, although probably worth actually calling the jet bridge, so that when it does come to boarding, passengers will be able to enter the aircraft. So yeah, step 1, I just set up the main past the aircraft. So turn on the battery, turn on the external power, and then your systems will now do their checks and everything before turning on. And at that stage, I can start the initial setup for the aeroplane. So actually, quickly turn these 2 on. Perfect. So there you go. Display's now going to start coming on slowly. And once that's all ready, I can then start aligning the RRS before setting everything up for departure. And yeah, that should take a matter of minutes before then. In fact, the RS I can probably start aligning now. Get that done nice and early. So our first flight will be where we are right now, Kahului. And yeah, so the first flight will be from Kahului to Honolulu. So it's fairly early in the morning. Sun should be fairly low in the sky behind the clouds. Actually, at some point I'll probably do a quick weather check so I actually know all the weather for flights today. But things shouldn't be too bad. There you go. Yokes doing their quick movements. There you go. Stick shaker checking. And then once the displays come on, we can then sort out FMC1. Perfect. So FMC1 and FMC2. Initialize flights. So we are flying from Papa Hotel Oscar Golf, Kahului, to Papa Hotel November Lima, Honolulu. So that's that. Alternative, so probably worth checking my flight plan stuff quickly. So documents, briefings. I've got all the briefings saved onto this. So I am that one. Let's quickly zoom in and have a quick look. So our alternative is Papa Hotel Oscar Golf. Papa Hotel Oscar Golf. Whoops, align the RRS. Probably be useful. Papa Hotel Oscar Golf. That's fine. And flight number, we are Hotel Alpha 375. Plug that in. First page done. So go to page 2. Then that, I'm going to wait for the fuel truck to get here. Basically, as soon as the fuel truck gets here, I can sort out the passenger numbers and weight and all that. So you're here just in time for me. So in a moment, I can then do that. Switch over to desktop view. Fuel-wise, we are needing... Probably should check that actually. Right, fuel is 8918. 8918. So 98, 95, 93, 88. I need 89. So that'll be enough. Passengers fillets, cargo fillets. Here's the list if you're interested. So, youngest being 6, oldest being 71. Otherwise, destination will be to Papa Honolulu, HNL, Hotel November Lima. And then Hawaiian Airlines advertised the flight as 55 minutes long.
Destination set.
We'll do a real-time load of 2 minutes. And then V numbers we'll sort out in the FMC after. So with the weights now sorted out, I'll go back into status. And let's now plug this in. So block is automatic. ZFW 0 fuel weight is 44.6. And center of gravity 0 fuel weight is 34.9. 34.9. Cool. Outer range, so I'm going to do something I probably shouldn't do, which is just put in my lucky 30. Putting in false information to the FMC, very dangerous, but I'm in a flight simulator, I think I can let it slide this one time. So that's the weight now sorted, nothing in page 3. Let's now go to the flight plan and sort out our departure. So clear the discontinuities. Head over to charts. And let's have a look. So quick notes that the charts and the flight briefings are both things that I just added myself later on in the setup. So in reality, so you get like checklist.png and then you've got an examples folder. And then with that, it can tells you how to set up new folders and stuff. So sort of charts. And I've got briefings. So charts is the 3 airports I've got set up with routes. So I've got Honolulu, Kahului and Hilo. 3 airports I'll probably fly around today. And with that, now so we're going to take off from Kahului on departures. I believe it's the first one for me. Yes, it is. The beach for departure. So departing runway 20. Bring us down to the beach waypoint here before going to Lanai. Meaning that this one's perfect for me. So that is beach 4. So fog, SID, 20, beach 4, insert. Perfect. And then once the IRS aligns, the PFD will now give me the map and all that. So at this point, I'm now waiting for fuel to finish off. Actually, turn on the emergency lights, arm them quickly. And at this point, there you go, fuel's now done. Meaning passengers will be next as soon as the door is opened. So back out we go. I can press Shift E, but I could just like this. Open door. And now passengers will start boarding. And yes, Yahweh has been operated. So that will now go on in the background. And that shouldn't take too long now until they're ready to go. Yeah, I do like FS Passengers, I do like GSX, both very nice add-ons for this sort of stuff. Quickly open the cargo doors. And these two probably should have been, oh no, they have been set, that's fine. Perfect, so baggage will now start going in a moment. Once the trucks get here, those who are the wrong ones, at least they're just leaving. And then yeah, wait for the next set of trucks to arrive with the correct cargo. Otherwise for me, with the aircraft now fueled up, I can start up the APU. So right fuel tank rear. Then it is the master switch set to start. Hold that down for a few seconds. There we go. Perfect, so there you go, the APU is now starting up. And whilst that's going, this will out my departure as well. So takeoff approach, we'll be using flaps of 15 today. Wind speeds and all that. So we check active sky. Go to conditions. Wind speeds are 30 at 22 knots, so 0/22. Basically that means updraft of 0 / a headwind of 22 for departure. with the temperature at 24 degrees Celsius, 24°C, and plug that in. Confirm the speeds. 132 is the rotate speed, so I'll plug that in now. And actually, we set the flex. So we're using a flex of 45. Yeah, let's plug that in now. And there it goes. 132 still rotate speed. Perfect. And on that sim, you plug in the route we're doing today. So it's Papa Hotel Oscar Golf, Papa Hotel November Lima. Alternative is Oscar Golf. Departure time Zulu is 16:15. Time en route will be 0:55. Fuel available, we've got a good 45, about an hour, 40 minutes. Cruising speed will be around 300 knots. Cruising altitude of 12,000. Route is departure, beach, LNY Lanai, and then arrival at Honolulu. That's sorted. I'll now file the flight plan. And now stuck in the simulator, so you can see now the map's been displayed. Since we have now been found on the ILS. Let's quickly set up the TCAS. Weather I'll leave off for now, although I probably will turn it on later because the weather doesn't look too great today. It's not bad, but you can see it's a bit cloudy. Probably worth getting a quick weather report at some point. Let's quickly do that now whilst we're on the ground. So, closest weather station, Kahului weather is winds at 22 knots, gusting to 30, that's fine. Visibility plus 10 nautical miles, clouds 2,500, 46. Okay, broken at 6, so it's not... Alright, 4,000 feet seems where it's mainly at. 24 Celsius, dew point 19, no precipitation, altimeter 1018. Plug that in now. Sorry, I'm to be in the US. It was 3 something, wasn't it? Closest is 3006. Bring it back down a bit, sorry. 0023456. There we go. Altitude can go up to 12. And otherwise, I am actually now ready for departure. AP started to bring power to that. Close that. Jet bridge can now move away whilst we close all the exits. So close, close, close. Go to ground power unit. We don't need that anymore. Cones and wheel chocks now removed. So we've now disconnected from ground. That can come to open. And yeah, on the navigation strobe lights, as we now request pushback. Assume to Unicorn 122.8 whilst I'm here. To 2.8. Make sure there's no active tower in the area, which is not the case. 2 aircraft in the area, 777, American Airlines, and Boeing Business Jets, United Emirates. United Arab Emirates, so it will be Emirates Airlines. And yeah, it's now requested pushback. So prepare for pushback, nose to the right. Nope. And there we have it. Hello, ground crew dude. How you doing? I missed you wave, but hey. Should have actually done the one thing as well and turn the APU on, which is turn on the air. Should have done that earlier before I damaged it. APU bleed essentially. So traffic and terrain. Parking brake released. And there we go. We'll start getting our flight crew and their announcements. Stream Yonawood Productions, how are you doing today? Start and engine on. Engine to start. And then, oops, hydraulic pumps, should probably turn those on as well. They'll probably come in useful. There you go, crew announcements. Do you have any camera add-ons? Unfortunately not. There was one decent camera a couple years ago, but it doesn't really exist anymore. But no, there was one decent camera add-on a long time ago. I'll try and find a name for you whilst I'm in cruise. Engine 1 will now quickly start up. And engine 1 will start. A bit of a hot start that, but that should do for me. Cool, make sure that's all set. So tanks, oops, these come on as well. Start pumps on. That has come off though, so that comes off. Parking brakes will set. APU can now turn off. So off, off. How not to get bored during long haul flights. Just open like another task in the background. Read a book. Fly on that sim. There's a few things you could do. So in my case, I live stream, so I talk. I talk to the viewers who are chatting. That's what keeps me awake during these long haul flights. In my case today, I'm just going to do a bit of iron hopping in Hawaiian Airline 717. My longest flight will be about 20 minutes, half an hour. It's not going to be long flights today, but during long haul, I live stream, so I just talk to people. But if you like, read a book, there's a lot of things you could do. Cool, so pushback tug has now moved out. Make sure everything overhead is now ready for flying, which it is. If anything turns taxi lights when I do begin taxiing. If I now go to the virtual cockpit, right seats, co-pilot seats, everyone's favourite feature of the Boeing 717, dialer flap. So if I bring it to 15 degrees, I could use the lever, but it only goes up to 13. I need 15 flaps for departure. So we're dialing up to 15 today. Gosh. Likewise, make sure my stabilizer is all sorted. So I need a 1.5 on that. We stabilize the aircraft, trim it. Perfect. And just like that, we are now cleared to go. So parking brake released. Increase the throttle. And let's get going, shall we? We turn on the taxi lights. Perfect. And then essentially, as soon as I depart from Kahului, I'll start doing a landing config, because by the time I reach the Lanai waypoint, when I'm already at cruise at 12,000, I'll have to start my approach patterns into the airport. We're going a little bit too fast for taxi. Airspeed has come alive. I should get down into the taxi section. Otherwise, I do quite like the Boeing 717. Fair enough, commercially it didn't do too well, but for airlines like Hawaiian or Delta Airlines, they definitely have loaded these. No, it's not too bad, especially with Hawaiian. I mean, it's very much perfect for your quick service, quick fire, landing, takeoff, non-stop action. These aircraft probably go through quite a lot as jet commercial aircraft, unlike your 737, which flies for 2 hours or so for landing. These aircraft land off like half an hour, turn around in the same time, departs, lands like... These aircraft, they do go through a lot. So, they're quite nice, and I do like my short-haul aircraft especially. So I have got the Aerosoft CRJ, but the TFDi 717, beautiful little aircraft this. I do really like this one. Right, so in a moment we'll reach the end of this taxiway. Cross over a runway before arriving to our departure spot. Try and stay straight as well. This aircraft's a little bit, not one-sided as such, but it does like to just cross the side a little bit. So it's like the one thing I do need to be a little bit more careful about, but otherwise it's not too hard to taxi. And in flight, it's very, very easy to fly as well. Right, so we'll be crossing over a active runway in a moment. Make sure it's clear on both sides. I don't see any approaching aircraft. Likewise, no one has voiced anything on Unicom. So I will now make the assumption it is safe to proceed. All looks good. And so now, let's get ourselves ready for departure. Like I said, I want to try and get as many flights as I can done today. Actually, quick on the packs before I forget. I don't want to kill off my passengers just yet. Now I can go down to auto. And here you go, make a right turn. And then hold short of the runway, where I'll then announce my departure. Turn on the landing lights. And then go for takeoff. No co-pilot call out this time, since we set up the V numbers via the FMC. And then this aircraft doesn't have any voice for that, so we'll have to be visual on that for today. So hold short of the runway here. Let's go announce my departure. So departing, fog, runway, whoops, runway 22. Now quickly Set the landing lights. Taxi lights come off. And let's go. Put a bit more throttle in so I can get on the runway as soon as possible. And let's get out of here, shall we? Flight time today will be about half an hour, if that. And then time from gates to gates will be about 55 minutes tops. There we go. Spot the engines. And let's go. Invalid call sign to connect with. Let me double check that in a second. Rotate. Positive climb, gear up. Passengers reacting to turbulence, that's fine. Stick in autopilot, and I'll quickly check my call sign. I believe I know what the case is though, this one. There we go. Flaps up 1. I need to be a HAL, not HA. Hawaiian Airlines. There we go. Let's now head over to the co-pilot side, who can then bring back the flaps. Back up to stow. Cool, so make sure everything is stable at this point. Speed wise, we shouldn't stall the aircraft out, so we have got low speed protection and pitch protection right now. I mean that the aircraft should be fine. Welcome to stream, SimStudio22. How are you doing today? Chesh, Yak Shamash. There we go. So, straight away, I'm going to have to sort out my arrival into Honolulu. So, documents, charts for Honolulu arrivals. I believe it's 5 or 6 I'm using with this one. Let's double check. No, it's not Maggie. It is the, it's not a Parker 4. Saki 5, I believe it is for me today. Yes, it is. Yes, so I'll probably be using the Saki 5 arrivals. Although, first of all, I'm going to have to check which runway we're landing at Honolulu. That I can also figure out as well. It's not how you dial a flap, just select what angle you want. Then you put it between 0 and 13, flap and slats. Whoops. Hang on, it's chatting away. It's really on the thing. That's not how dial a flap works. You just select the angle you want. Then you have to put level between 0 and 13, flaps and slats for tracks when you set level to 0. That's testing dial a flap stow. Oh, okay, right. I'm still new to the aircraft, so I'm still learning systems, but cheers, I'll keep that in mind and sorting out dial a flap. Should really be a YouTuber. Quite amazing. Thank you very much, Sim Studios. Much appreciated. Yeah, description's wrong. I do need to change that because I was hoping to fly a BAC-111 at some point. So it was like 2 weeks ago, but I never did. I'll change that at some point shortly. There you go. Made our first waypoint to the beach area. Next waypoint is Lanai, which will then soon be cruising at. Yes. Passing 10,000. Now turn off the landing lights.
Stabilizer motion.
Alright, so now just going to quickly check the arrival runway into Honolulu. Just going to zoom out on that. Got it.
Altitude.
There we go. So we've now just passed 11,500. 11,000. And it appears aircraft are departing on runway. Which runway is that? 02 left. So we'll plug that in now. Honolulu Star Swan Stream. Goran, how you doing today? Sorry, I do lie. It is 04, isn't it? There is no 02 at Honolulu. So it'll be 04 left on the Saki 15 approach. Or is it? Hang on, plan. Let's go step by step on this one. Zoom in. How much does this aircraft cost? It's, oops, shouldn't have gone outside because that's going to kill my VRAM. It's about 60 quid. Sorry, $60. It's around £50. And that approach I'm actually not happy with, so I'm going to quickly go back through these charts. Just to figure out which one I actually would rather do into Fort left, so it won't. A Parker 4, okay, it might be better for me actually, so we can plug that in. So clear, 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 runway 04 left. Parker 4, yeah. If you can't tell, I'm not used to this aircraft. Right. Clear the runway, not allowed, that's fine. Clear, nope. F-plan. Clear. Clear Alana. In the flight plan, that's fine. Okay, discontinuity. My flight plan arrival will be start runway 4 left. Parker 4, transitioning from Lanai. We find that. Cool, okay, insert that then. And clear the discontinuity. Yeah, that's looking much better for me, I have to say. Much more directing without any... more expensive side, managed to get the A321 working for 26 quid. Okay, yeah, so I'm assuming you got the Aerosoft one. Bear with me some second. I have no idea which star I'm using, so yeah, it won't be a book. It won't be Juliet 5. I don't believe so, actually. Honolulu as Lay Night. Lay Night coming to... Okay, let's try Dual 5 then. Inserts. Okay, it is Dual 5. I should have done that first. Okay, so that's our star sorted. Meaning our top of descent will be just after we reach the dual points. Before we reach Lana, cool. That's me sorted for landing. So if we now bring it back into map mode, and then just decrease it a bit. Perfect. The benefits of having the charts on me on this little tablet. Give me a moment to actually double check what I'm actually doing, because yeah, the initial star I put in was absolutely terrible for the landing. This one being a bit more appropriate. So we'll start our descent shortly. Passengers being served food and drinks, although unfortunately there's no time to actually finish every single passenger. Meaning I will lose out on a few points in that. So I probably should turn that off on the settings in FS passengers. Anyways, we'll now bring that down to... What actually does it want me to do? Sussery at 1,500. So I'll set that to 1,500, but I won't select it just yet. I'll wait until we reach the waypoint before I do that. Perfect. Center pumps can now be turned off. Didn't have to put fuel in center pumps to be fair, in the center tank to be fair, but so anyway. And there we go. So now it starts our descent into Honolulu. And turn navigation back on as well. Make sure that's all set actually properly. So altitude set, heading set, speed set, perfect. Zoom past 10,000. QNH should still be 3006, but I can double check that right now. So close web station, put it at 3006. That's not Honolulu yet, but if that's the pressure in the area, that's fine for me to know. 124.1.
Our contact currently 150 miles west of the Honolulu airport, flight level 350. Welcome on board.
tower. This is Hawaiian Airlines 375 at 115 descending to 3000.
House caller for HCF Center. Your transmission was not coming through, although I do see you transmitting. Check your microphone there.
I do apologise. Is this any better? See if my microphone's not buggered. Settings. It should be fine. Ah, right. Okay, no, I do apologise. They're not. Audio. I'll set my input device to... Where is it? Microphone. Just checking now. Is that better for you?
5x5, whoever the last caller was.
Thank you very much. So, Hawaiian Airlines 375 is with you at 10,000, descending to 3,000.
Hawaiian 375, HCS Center, reset transponder, squawk 0502.
0502. Whoops. 0502 for Hawaiian Airlines 375.
Hawaiian 375, radar contact 16 miles to the south of the Honolulu airport, currently 10,000. Maintain heading 270 for now, descend and maintain 4,000. This would be vectors for the ILS approach. Runway 8 left at Honolulu, Honolulu altimeter 3004.
Maintain heading 270 and descends to 4,000 for the ILS 8 left approach. Altimeter 3004 for Hawaiian 375. Cool, so 270. They want me at 4,000 and it'll be for the 8 left. Landing, so I can do that. So set that to 8,000 feet. Set my approach for, actually no, flight plan, landing, runway, 8 left. Okay, that's all been selected. 8 Bravo, 8 left, there we go, that's fine. And then it'll be Tower who then guides me in for the landing, so it's not going to be too much of an issue for me. They'll give me all the headings as I require it.
Altitude.
Yeah, cut to 8,000 now. Hang on, we'll check something. That's 4,000 wants me to go to. I do apologise. And there you go. And whilst I do that, if I quickly go to, whoops, we can type this in, Honolulu. That's fine. 12, refresh. Alright, briefing. My thing will be 8 left, 111.779. 118.75/79. And you get a range, hang on, /79. There we go. View our arm. Sorted. 114. Sure about that? I'll put it in as, yes, 111. Sorry, 111. Sorry, I do apologise. 0.75 slash. So it's 111 70 79. 111 70 /79. There we go. That's better. Not allowed. That's fine. Plug that in. So it's 111.7 0.70/79. That's what I wanted. 111.
1050, I know it was short-lived, but now you're leaving my airspace. Unfortunately, Oakland Oceanic is offline. Squawk 2000 and radar services are terminated.
Squawk 2000 Oceanic Commons, have a very nice afternoon for 1050 phone.
Get myself back onto 270. As Tao wants me to be heading that direction.
375, I see you starting to make the turn there. You can continue that right turn heading 350, descend and maintain 3000.
Turn right heading 350 and descend maintain 3000 for Hawaiian 375. There we go. So down another 1000, make the right turn. And start our approach into Honolulu. So I'll probably go for a manual landing, partially because of the fact that I haven't actually ever tried the ILS into this aircraft yet. I haven't tried the instrument landing system or proper like glide slope or anything on this yet, so that should be fine. Thank you very much, Sim Studios. Much appreciated. And yeah, I do quite like having actual VATSIM tower here. Bear in mind that's actually someone for me to listen to and talk to whilst on my approach, giving me proper vectors into landing. Joined VATSIM yesterday. Well played. And thank you very much, Ronin. Welcome to stream. How are you doing, actually, Ronin? V-Pilot, yeah, same here. I do quite like V-Pilot's system. So now at 3000.
Plane 375, you are 3 miles from Sealick. Turn right heading 050, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Clear to ILS approach runway 8 left.
Turn right heading 050 and continue to establish. Clear for the runway 08 left into Honolulu. Gosh, I botched that one pretty badly. But he'll understand. So make a right turn to 050, stay at 3000 until established.
Stabilizer motion.
On 375, did you capture the localizer, or do you need to be vectored for the visual approach?
We have just captured the approach. We've just got it now, heading onto it now.
Line 375, thank you for that confirmation. Wind calm, runway 8 left, you're clear to land.
Cleared to land, runway 8 left for Hawaiian 375. There goes. So for those who don't want to be confused, that is not Honolulu ahead of us, but some other airport in the area. My one just being a little bit more ahead for me. Although runway is not quite yet in sight. Airport should be soon. There you go, I've set it to auto land, start doing the flaps for landing. That's a bit loud, but thank you for subscribing. Ismini, much appreciated. At this point, I will now go for gear down. Runway is now in sight. Also now turn on the APU just so I can get some backup power in the aircraft as well, if required. There you go, so crew now crew now telling passengers that we're getting ready to land very shortly. There you go, aircraft on the ground. ASA, not sure which airline that would be, but being told that they're cleared to taxi to any runway but 8 left. Maybe because, well, one is the landing runway, and two, I'm actually landing here right now, so I see the aircraft is just passing turbulence right now. It's not the smoothest of approaches in here, I have to say. So at this point, I will now take manual control. That's fine. Actually, I'm probably going to leave on auto land right now, just for the sake that... Nope, go on then. Let's take this one manually. Also throttle, I'm not going to release as well. Whoops. Okay, I'm not sure why the extra burst of speed came from, but at this point that should be me sorted now. Not the best of approaches in the world, but actually a bit below glide slope. There we go. Inhibit that. Idle throttle. And bring it down gently. Perfect. Right, so if we ignore the fact that we had all those alarms on approach, then I probably did one flaps too few for this landing. I'll call it a successful landing. Go on then.
Hawaiian 375, welcome to Honolulu. Exit left when able, and you can use taxiway Alpha and Golf to the ramp this frequency. It was a pleasure having you.
There we go. See our landing rates. And yeah, flaps 18 are a bit too shallow. Probably should have used one more. Anyways, it's taxiways Alpha and Golf. Let's hold the aircraft here. And acknowledge. Taxi to gates using taxiways Alpha and Golf. Thank you very much. Hawaiian 375. Cool, so flaps come up. Landing lights off. Taxi lights on. And that is fine. AP, you can now bring power on. Perfect. Lagging. I do apologise, I'll double check that in a second on the stream. It's not particularly too bad. You might want to check your internet connection, Ronan, just in case. But if you guys are saying it's lagging, then well, it's my internet connection being a bit slow. I do apologise for that. I'll double check in a second. Fine now. Must have just been a quick bit of lag then. So there's Alaskan Airlines over there. Waiting at gates. Who is actually now pushing back. And I think I'll probably be going to Hilo this time. So just come to Honolulu. Apologies, sensors gone offline due to real circumstances, but
Attention all aircraft on this frequency. Honolulu Center has to head offline immediately. I apologize for that. You can monitor Uniform 1 to 2.8 for traffic advisories. Appreciate the traffic. Thanks.
no worries, better luck. Cool, 1 to 2.8 then. Let's quickly center the aircraft on an actual straight line here. And just like Honolulu Center unfortunately had to disconnect. However, everything's alright for him. Nothing serious has happened. So we'll disconnect. There's the Alaskan. We'll carry on taxiing to the domestic gates, which are at the very far end of these international ones here. So we've got a little bit of taxiing left to go. Unfortunately, it shouldn't take me too long till we get there. Whoa. I'm not sure if it's like a crosswind affecting the aircraft or something, but we're also getting blown around a fair bit on the ground. Being pushed to the right. Right then, so we'll now head over to taxiway Golf, which is just to the right here. Use a braking, just bring it back around again. Apologies for that sound, that's just FS passengers noise, not part of the aircraft. Which makes the brakes sound like they're really odd and dying on us. Fair enough, in 717 could actually be the case. But there you go. You can see now the jet bridges on the right at the distance there. Well, that is where we will be parking for today. And there we go. So a little bit more taxiing to go. We should be there very shortly. what's your home airport? Yours is November Mike. I won't say my home airport, but I'll just say that London Heathrow, Golf Lima Lima, is not too far away from me. And we'll just leave it at that. So I'll take this gate here. Normally I'll have this all preset, but that's fine for today. Bring it to the end of the taxiway, and then park up for today. Little bit more. And, ooh, bit attempts there, blow me around. One in Takeoff. Oh, okay, I've got family over in Rzeszów, which isn't too far away. Right, parking brake set. Engines disconnect. Bring over the jet bridge. And request deboarding for our aircraft today. We'll be doing it in Hawaiian Airlines, of course. And there we go. Everything now lining up ready. So we did it a little bit to the left. That'll do though for today. Sure, see you later, Sim Studios. So that was the first of our hopping. And so I'm now actually going to start preparing for flights number 2. Which will be from... I'll probably go to Hilo. So it's actually an airport I've never flown to before in this aircraft. Meaning it will be quite an interesting one. But we'll be going to Hilo next. So you guys will now start the boarding. Start taking out the cargo. We'll then request a fuel truck. We'll then request a boarding. So it's everything but catering we want for today. Ground power unit, which you can then use in the place of the APU. Cool, so basically at this point would now be my like rest. So I get a few moments to relax whilst passengers deboard. And then as soon as everyone is ready, we can then start setting up and preparing for our departure. So that's the APU shutting down now. Let's go through the flight plans. So initialization. We are to now doing, go back to documents, flight briefings. We are at Honolulu. And we are going to Hilo. So that will be PHNL P Honolulu. And then it's Hotel Tango Oscar. P Hotel Tango Oscar. So this will be the longer flight, I guess, we do. My alternative is Honolulu again. So we'll just return here. That's set. Flight number, we are Hotel Alpha 102. Plug that in. Perfect. In fact, I'll probably worth just ending like this quickly. So end flights. Show off my flight stats for this one. So overall, don't feel it's too bad. 220 feet per minute descent, which was quite good. 430 points landing. We lose 50 points due to the foods being interrupted. Overall, I think passengers are quite happy with this one. And like I said, minus the few alarms you had at the end. Which reminds me, because which one did I actually turn off? It wasn't the ground. Cool, so it wasn't that one. I wanted to inhibit that one. I used to play playing War Thunder. I still play from time to time. I now play more of the tanks mode, but actually no, World of Warships I've really gotten into recently with a friend. That I'm really playing a lot of at the moment. Cool, so aircraft's now deboarded. And I am now just waiting for a fuel truck to get here, so we can start refueling the aircraft. So I believe deboarding has now complete. Yeah, fuel truck's now on its way. So once that gets here, I can then start boarding the flights for number 2. So you can set up Fly Live to have the new stats. Set up flights. So it's Honolulu to HTO. Papa HTO. We are 102, sorry. I remember we played that one time with tanks. Were you in that battle? I recognise your username now, actually. Were you in a battle with us at one point? I'll have to double check. Hang on, what's our cruising altitude? 270. Sheesh, okay. We're actually going to go 27,000 for this flight. Page 1. Yes, we are. Okay. Wow, we won't be cruising for very long, I'll tell you that for a fact. So it's 27,000. Apply. And some other food. Oh, yes. Okay, that was with Yusha. Yes, okay. Yeah, I think I actually remember that now. It was back when we were playing tanks, so that would have been ages ago. Cool. So let me quickly set the flight plan up as well. So I might as well show the screen right now what I'm doing. So we are departing Honolulu for PHTO. 27,200. So that's a 300. And refresh. Briefings. How long's flight for? 39 minutes. Yeah, it's not long at all. Probably like an hour 20 tops. Anyways, that's that sorted. So as soon as the fuel truck gets here, I can now start our boarding for flight number 2, as well as continue with the setup and all that. Because, like I said, once the aircraft's been set up with all that, will I then be able to actually properly put like this put the weight in, put the fuel in, basically all that as it should be, because I'm not that advanced. I'm actually going to have like a book on me with like all the numbers and all that. I'm just literally doing based off of whatever the aircraft is weighed at the time. So fuel truck is now here. Good question. How much fuel do we need on board? The answer is 11,015. Cool. So go to desktop. I need 11,015. So that'll be 550. Sorry, 5,500. And then 15 is 14. 7.5. 7.5. Is that an actual number? Yes, it is. Perfect. And then center tank. I don't need fuel in, but I'll keep that in there anyway. So okay, that's. Bit of cargo. He's going now. Sure, I'll see you later, Ronan. Hope you enjoyed the stream. As for me, destination, PHTO, Hilo International. We're pushing it about an hour and 10 minutes. Slowed real time. That's fine. And I actually want to close the doors. There's one passenger on board. They can sit on here for a bit. But basically, I don't want anyone boarding whilst we're fueling up the aircrafts, since that's just dangerous. Likewise, there's a bit more traffic coming in now. How can you get the chat screen for your streams? I'm using a program called Restream.io, and they seem to do the job for me, but there's plenty of them. But looking to Restream, although actually no, the best and easy setup would be Streamlabs. Look into Streamlabs. Some of the stuff they're doing for live streamers is amazing, and it's all free, so definitely worth checking them out. Oops, wrong one. Wrong one on that one there. Alright, let's now continue that. So block. 0 fuel weight, so back into stats, 44.8. So a little bit heavier than last time since we're carrying more fuel. And center of gravity is now at 35.7. Cool. Now we're going to do what we did last time, which was just break the rules here and stick in 30, just so I can actually put in the config properly. Takeoff will be flex 45. Slopes is 0 by, let's get the map, conditions, 13, so 0/13. Temperature is 27 degrees. It's a lot hotter than it was the first flight, I have to say. And flaps, we're going to use 13 for this one. So we're not going to dial them this time. We'll just go straight in. That is fine. So 136 rotates. There you go, we can now start boarding properly. So whilst we let passengers now board, we need to set up a flight plan on VATSIM. So, no, that's our destination. P Honolulu to Papa Hotel Oscar Tango, was it? Man, I'm already forgetting, and that's a bit of a mess. Ooh. There we go, that's what I wanted. So, top descent, top of climb, perfect. That's a bit of a glitch, but I'm not going to get too concerned by that. Right, let me just check it on this then. So, not exterior, on documents, briefings, to Hotel Tango Oscar. Alternative airport is Honolulu. So, it's U to Lanai. What's the next waypoint? So, Lanai, Niet, Lavas, up, Wapio, up, Wapio, Paki and Paris. And then Ito, when we do come into land. File flight plan, as you know, sorry, 270. 16:15, departure will be 17:15. So it's been an hour apparently already. File flight plan. Did I file flight plan for first flight? I believe I did twice. Yes, I did because of the thing. So that's the flight plan sorted. Now sort out our departures. So clear discontinuity. Is there a discontinuity here? Yes, there is. Clear discontinuity. And pick a departure. So I want to pick one with the Lanai point, which I know there is one. Briefings. Sorry, charts. Honolulu departure. Right, which one is it with Lanai? This one. So I want to take the Kiahi departure. Clear that. Kiahi departure. Not allowed because I need to bring this to the top. Sid. Runway 8's left. Kiahi 3 departure. Insert. Perfect. So that's 270. Well, it's a bit too much that. I'll never get the scrolling thing in the simulator. There we go. And so they will now shortly be finished loading. And then we should soon be ready to start our departure. So in fact, if passengers are loaded, I can now get rid of you. and start turning the APU back on since we have refueled. Right, so APU is now starting up. And then once that's active, I can now turn the air on, bring power to the APU, and then start disconnecting from ground. So GP comes off, close the cargo doors, and let's start our pushback to the runway. So they all come on now. Packs can come off. So yeah, fuel pumps can stay on now. And at this time, let's now turn that to open. And I believe we are now ready for pushback. Make sure my takeoff speed's all set. So it'll be a 136, 136. All looks good. 13 flaps set. Trimming at 1.4. Quickly adjust down the stabilizer them. Start our pushback. So prepare for pushback. Nose to the right. Engines no. Let's get going. Alright, so in a moment we'll then disconnect parking brakes. And then we'll start our pushback for the second flight of the day. Otherwise, all's looking good so far. Parking brakes released. And engine start pump comes on. Starting up engine 2. So I'm not sure how long we've been on the ground for, but it's probably a fairly efficient turnaround time, that's. There you go, so engine number 2 starts up now. And then just a moment I'll do the same for engine number 1. And that for me is probably my first, well I've done a few turnarounds before like offline, but on stream there's probably my first ever like actual turnaround. So coming to the gates after landing, now preparing for a second flight in a live stream. Now, I've done multiple flights in the stream before, but never like this. We apply this as well. So apply that. Whoops, no, I did not want to press apply. I'll do that in a second. Start with engine 1 though. Perfect. So now on the fly live toolbar at top, you've now got the new stats for the second flight of the day. Whoops, okay, that's a bit of a hot start that, but that's fine. And didn't turn the aircraft. Rather strange, but fair enough. Guess we're not having the turning. Not getting the luxury of that today. Right, so you're now going to disconnect the aircraft from the tow truck. And then we'll get ready to taxi to the runway. There we go. So I'll now turn off the APU. Engine start pump comes off. And the isolation valve goes into open. Perfect. So now the only thing down there is parking brake, which I can disconnect in just a moment. And there you go. That signal means that we are now ready to taxi. So at this point I'll probably actually have to wait for him to walk out the way, since you're just going to walk across a taxiway there. Yes you are. Once again, thank you very much for not turning us. Alright, taxi lights come on. I'll quickly announce that I'm taxiing to runway 8 left, Honolulu. Taxiing to runway 08 left, Papa Hotel, November, Lima. Cool, let's now taxi to the runway, pine brake disconnect, and let's get going. In fact, that's quite a nice little tower view, that. Let's go over to that again. There you go, Hawaiian Airlines 717. Now going on to the taxiway. Let's look out the window a little bit more. Put a little bit more throttle in, just to push us to the runway, because the aircraft's got... Yeah, let's try and find the middle ground for the taxiway. Oh wait, what about transport? You here? Sorry, I forgot about the chat. I didn't realise you were finished. Completely missed that. I do apologise. So, you still here, or have you disappeared yourself? There you go, so taxiing to runway 08 left. And then we'll be departing shortly over the first waypoint Lanai, which is the same waypoint we used last time. It was the only waypoint to that flight. We'll then go to Hilo, and then I'll decide if we do like another flight or if we end it there. We'll see though. That we'll see. Put a little bit more throttle in just to actually get us going. Seems not going at all very fast on here. Man, it really is fighting with the throttle to get some speed on the ground in this aircraft. Anyway, it's the right turn now. And at the end of this here will be runway 8 left. Alright, now I don't want to be taxiing too fast there. I actually got to get the roll off the runway issue of the passengers, which is the last thing I really want to achieve anyway. So let's carry on now. And then yeah, flight time will be just shy of an hour, so we'll be in the air a bit longer than it was the Kahului flight. And I'll do Hilo to Kahului, which would be a very short flight. In fact, probably the shortest flight of the day. A little bit more throttle because we're really starting to slow down. I want to say the wind is having a bit of a factor right now because it's definitely not light winds today, especially not on this runway. We're getting blown around. Welcome stream Jason78. How are you doing today? We will use this point here to turn. Welcome to the stream, Trez. How are you doing today? And there we go. Holding points now. Winners 040000. Cool. Right, so landing lights set. Yes, I do remember you from the train stream. And thanks for the wind updates. So if it's a 4 knot wind heading north, okay, so the winds aren't too bad. Probably just designed for the 717 then. Anyways, let's enter the runway now. Spot up the engines. And that's the parts. V1 rotates. Positive climb, gear up. And then in a moment we'll then start our autopilot flights. So if I turn that on now, then it's you, and you I need to select. Passengers reacting to turbulence, that is fine. That's up to 0. Flaps can now come up fully. So a quick look outside before everything goes kaput for me with the VRAM running out. So there's Honolulu Airport, and we are now departing. The one thing with the 717 is that it takes off like a rocket. So I'm doing a 22 degree climb right now. That will start to shallow out now as our speed starts to drop and we carry on climbing. But yeah, this thing took off like a rocket. Still does. So there we go. Now on the flight plan. And let's carry on flying. So in fact, we zoom out, have a quick look at the flights. Fairly simple. And at some point, I now need to select a approach for this airport. So if we go to documents, flights, briefings, nope, I want charts. So with Hilo, there are arrival charts, but there are no departures charts. There were no SIDs or anything at this airport. So that'll be something we get to have a bit of fun with later on. There are 6 of them in total, so let's have a look, shall we? Nope. Cool, so it does appear that there are only RNAV approaches into this airport. I mean, now we get to look into that a bit later on as well. So if I could look at my flight plan, Lavas, Wapio, Paki, Paris, Arbor, Ito airports. What approaches do these ones give us? None. So yeah, there are no stars or SIDS for this airport, meaning we doing right, I have no idea how to do an RNAV approach. I guess I can learn what's on the job, I guess. What's the worst that can happen? That's all fine. Airspeed's good. We'll soon pass 10,000, so I can then turn off the landing lights. Yeah, these are all the RNAV approach charts, so that I'll have a look into in a moment, like I said. What's this? Okay, right. VR taking runway 26. Okay, so it'll be a runway 26. Yeah, runway. No, can't be runway 26. Steve, you can't land that, so anyway. So yeah, it has to be a runway 26 departure in winds that aren't the best for this one. Not the most appropriate winds in the world for landing. But I can just about take care of that. So flight plan. Scroll down to. It's fine if we turn it off them. You start runway 26. Insert. Down to views runway 26. So in fact, does that actually give me a... Let's go this step by step. So Arbor, Ito, views. Where's the runway? Views at runway 26. Arbor to views. Can I not get that direct? Right, if I clear that one. Now give me a bit more of a sane approach into the airports. Though that we'll figure out later on. Let's put flight plan back into normal. And let's carry on going. So, how are you doing, guys? If you have any viewers left on the stream, how are you all doing? So, flight crew will be taking care of drinks and food as always. There's a chance that we'll probably again get the issue that there's no not passengers to get fed because it's a short flight time. But that we can figure out later. Like I said, cruising at 270, it's easily possible in a 717. Like I said, this thing climbs crazy. But, yeah, it's a little bit higher than I was expecting. I mean, we'll soon be over the lane-eye point. So increase, actually. There we go. Although, do we reach top of climb? It's just after. Okay, so between Lanai and Niet. Now we do make it. Welcome to stream, Tommy. How you doing? Tommy Arlo. Alawo, sorry. Right, so we are in about... So we're now at coming up to 17,000. In a moment, we will soon go to transition altitude, which is 1,000, which is 18,000. Flight level 180. I can actually see lane 9 now ahead of me. Very nice actually, because the the cloud hasn't covered it. So I've got a very nice view of the island of Kabology, which is something I'm never going to explain. I don't even know if he's watching right now, but there's probably one viewer who will have any understanding of what I just said right there, the island of Kabology. But yeah, it's quite nice with the cloud starting to push back a bit. Earlier on, I remember during my first flight I said that I'd have to double check the weather. Coolio. 2992. But yeah, like I said, it's nice to see the clouds receding a bit. Let me close the documents page, I just don't need that anymore. And sort out my approach. So what am I doing here? It's going to be a flight plan. Check out Sky 16 quickly. So briefing runways 0308 in thing, that's fine. What I want to know and try and find is the frequencies for the landing airport, so I'll double check that now on the charts. Documents, charts, Hilo, arrivals, should be on the first one somewhere. This would be 110.7, or not, sorry, localizer, Hilo 16. Right, 259, 110.7, 259. 110.7, 259. 110.7, 259. We'll arm that, and as soon as we're established, we can then start our approach into Hilo. So that shouldn't take too long. And that I can now reverse, close, and that's that sorted really. Now it's a case of sitting back, relaxing, and enjoying cruise now that we're at it. Because we are now coming up to 270 now, 225 flight level. And yeah, I won't go outside just for the fact that I don't want to kill my VAS, which will cause the simulator to crash. So we're just going to stick in a cockpit for now. I'm not going to lie, it does look good, the 717's virtual cockpit. It does look really good. TFDi have done a really good job in recreating this aircraft. Probably up there with some of the most realistic aircraft the simulator has to offer. I mean, that includes... I mean, if we talk about, if you talk about the most realistic of the FSX aircraft, P3D aircraft, you've got the 717 TFDi... Ooh, I apologise. 717 TFDi. For the 737 Next Generation series, you've got the PMDG, and some would argue iFly. For the classics, you've always got who makes a really good classic one? I think it's Captain Sim. And you've got Milviz for the 737. Sorry, 737 original is Captain Sim. Milviz is the 737 classics. You've then got for the A320, you've got FS Labs or Aerosoft, who makes the A320 over there. You've got Captain Sim again for the 75767 and the 707, 747 PMDG, of course. So there are some decent aircraft out there now for FSX, and for the Boeings, you've got probably a really good one for every single one now, especially. I mean, the 717's been missing since day one, essentially. So TFDi Design, I believe, if you remember my interview I did with Colin at the Flight Sim show, basically said that It all came about because someone jokes that no one had actually made a 717 flight sim yet. And then he researched it, realised, you know what, there's actually a missing gap in the market here. So then they decided to build this aircraft, and it's fantastic, it really is. So that'll be a review coming up for me shortly. I've got a few things before then. And if you're watching this, Colin, hi. And if you're watching this, Josh, hello to you, sir, as well.
Altitude.
There you go. So that's the altitude warning saying I'm coming to 28,000. Sorry, 27,000. Welcome to the stream, Ridra. Oh, sorry, I do apologise. Ridrakush. I've probably done that horribly wrong. I do apologise. But how you doing, Mr. Dar? That's much easier. Descent is apparently already past it because that's how long we're cruising for. So if I bring it down to something lower. Yeah, it's not the nicest approach into this airport in the world. Call you Rudder, no worries. How you doing? Good? Good to hear. There you go, seatbelt sign comes on as we start our descent. Yeah, going to start to see our bunch of waypoints as we start our approach into Hilo. Yeah, nice to see you again too, mate. Next, it's been a little while since I actually did a proper flight sim stream. And so I decided to do one today whilst I've got the 717, and whilst I'm still learning it, I'm not great. In fact, whilst I'm descending, we can turn off the terrain inhibit now. No. Ooh, that made me jump. I do apologise. Thank you for subscribing, McMuffin. No, it's that one I'll turn on, so I don't have to listen to the terrain alarm every couple of seconds. Because at this airport, I'm definitely going to hear it. Because the airport is situated in the middle of a valley, in the only flat bit of ground in the area. Much appreciated, mate. Thank you very much. So, like I said, we'll start our descent. Probably a fair bit of aircraft in the air. Oh, no, down to 3. Boeing 787, a Cessna Skyhawk, and a Dash 8. MKU, that'll be Molokai. CX8. Is that Canadian? Yeah, Canada? I'm not sure. Yeah, 1.5k subs too. Not bad. I think I'm on 1.8? Something like that. 1.7, that's it. 1,713 to be exact. So you've got Molokai, Dash 8, a private Cessna, and then a 787 from an airline I'm going to assume is Canadian. But I'm not going to check just for the fact that 1, FSX Blurries is going to be too much to handle. And second of all, it's just going to be a massive pain on the VAS as everything crashes. Play PUBG and FIFA. I do like FIFA, although I haven't bought one since FIFA 13. I've just been playing a demo since then, and PUBG, it's the case where I would play them, but it's not for me to really do a live stream or series on because no one would watch it. There's just in a way too many other channels really doing it, so yeah, as much as I'd like to, unfortunately it's not going to be one for me to do properly as a series. Part transition, so now I set the altimeter to just do it in the in-flight one, to be a bit easier. Add-ons, over request, and I am selecting closest weather station 3010 3003. Okay, that's our destination one, so that'll be the one we'll follow. 3003. Stream or make videos with you. Sure, have a look at your channel and I'll just decide if it's something worth doing. What kind of videos do you record, Rudder? Thank you for hosting, Tablaz. Much appreciated on Twitch. Where are we going? No. Get back on the course. I'm not sure why we made that left turn there, but PUBG or FIFA, yeah. Two games I don't play too much. Well, FIFA, I only own FIFA 13. I don't own anything newer than that. So that'll be a bit of a cost one for me. And PUBG, another one I don't really own too much of, so we'll see. We'll see. I think for me, it will just be easier if I do a direct waypoint to Wapio. So direct, Wapio, select. And now just stop me from forever turning in circles. Once the aircraft figure out what it's trying to do. Because yeah, I can see the FMC is starting to struggle with the approach we've got. It's just constantly recalculating everything we've got. So, yeah, train override's been set. Otherwise, we should be alright for landing today. The only thing that's really concerning me is that final turn's a bit tight. A lot tighter than I would have preferred it to be. And 717, whilst it's alright at flying, it's not the most agile aircraft in the world, so we'll see how that goes. Landing lights can now come on. I've just turned on the nose one. I've just realised something. I should be HAL 102. And so you can now see the airport, not the airport, the island visible in front of me. And so in a moment we'll start our next state of descent. We start our final into the airport. That's a bit of scenery there, I have to say. That's thanks to, what's it called? Free Mesh X. Giving us nice ground mesh there, plus Rex Worldwide, FTX Global, which is giving me the textures on that. Ooh, a bit of cloud out of nowhere. Fortunately, only a minimal one on that. So yeah, I'll now start preparing for final in a moment. One thing I do want to do quickly, although that I can work out later, is this quickly. Quickly zoom in on the PFD here. So I should double check my thing. Is the FMC still? Yeah, still a bit struggling with this one. So I'll have to be very cautious with my approach into the airport. Because like I said, that could potentially lead to the aircraft getting a bit lost. And causing a bit of a dilemma during final descent and landing. Although, like I said, that chances of that are very low. Since I've got plenty of time to work around that. Alright, so about to make a right turn very shortly. And yeah, I can actually on the display now where I can see the turning just shy of the runway is a little bit of a mess per se. It's not the cleanest turn in the world. You can see the aircraft is forever recalculating it. And it's quite close to the airport as well, giving me very little time to react to that as such. A very tight turn, but also very much possible. Alright, so there we go, come up to the point now. Make a right turn. Do apologise, it's a little bit quiet actually, the aircraft. I'll turn the volume up a bit now, see if I can hear it better. Surprised no one told me that a moment ago, that you guys couldn't hear the aeroplane. Whoops. My phone's a bit too high on the phone there. But no, hopefully you guys can hear the aircraft now a bit better. Right, so the runway, not yet visible, but I don't think we're established yet either. Check my nav radio, VOR arm. Yeah, it's 107259, that's set perfect. Do a quick wind check here. It is a wind of 14 knots heading to 020. And in a moment, I'll then do my flaps. Get that ready for configs. Actually, let's do the first sets of flaps, which is just the slats first stage. Altitude coming up to 2000 now. I will level off.
Altitude.
In fact, we're a little bit low right now, apparently. The aircraft didn't descend us as we should have done. That's not going to be too much of an issue. Which means we're a little bit lower than we should be right now. By the time we reach views, our altitude should then be at 1,800. So yeah, at this point we'll just fly level. 2,000. Much rather have an early descent than a late descent, because at this point the aircraft is still capable of keeping itself in flight. And then after this, we'll then do a flight to Kahului, which means another turnaround. Should be quite fun. So I've got a right turn coming up now. We are yet to be established, which means this will be almost definitely a manual approach and landing for me today. Like I said, all I want to know is, where is this airport and why can't I see it? How do we actually feed all the passengers for once? It looks, I'm not sure. It looks like we may have fed passengers actually, which means I won't get to lose 50 points for that one, fortunately. We need 26 minutes till arrival, so that's something that I can focus on in a moment. Although, yeah, what I'm going to do is actually break away from the flight path, so that one I'll deselect and go a bit further away, heading 100, and then I'll just work on an actual approach into the runway. Well, that's a lot better than what we currently got because it's way too close for the aircraft, for the airport. Whoops.
Stall.
There we go. Let's just keep it on full throttle then at this point.
Autopilot.
Right, so the stall protection did not help me there, which means I'm actually going to take it off manual throttle. Again, I do apologise, I am still very much getting used to the flight systems for this aircraft. The 717 being very much not my aircraft choice right now, but still learning the basics for it. There we go, so we should now be off of what am I doing wrong here? Yeah, autopilot's off, so auto throttle yet still stays active. That should be fine for now though, so if we turn it back on, back to 2000, keep our heading of 100, in fact start making a slight right turn, get us back onto the previous course.
Stabilizer motion.
Not exactly how it was before, so I get a bit more chance of a run up as well. So let's go for 125. There you go. Aircraft comes back down to 2000 again. And so we are actually now established at the airport at least, so that's something I can now hand over to the autopilot for an auto land in a couple of minutes. And I'm quite happy to see that we are established, because it means that I don't have to go as manual into this approach as I had to before. And there you go, the stall protection now looks like it's doing something a lot better. In fact, because we don't even have it on stall protection, we're just leaving it at 150, which I should have done in the first place. Perfect, so 150 for now. In a moment, we'll then do a right turn again. Perhaps we could zoom in on the PFD. There you go, things looking a lot nicer now for this approach. And like I said, do remember, I've never actually flown to this airport before. I've not flown to Hilo, and I've not flown it in the 717 before, so this is both very much new to me. And of course, I made quite a crucial error earlier on, something that in the real world I would be reprimanded on, and would most likely lose my license for. Right turn to 150, welcome back Goran. We are currently making our approach into Hilo. So the airport is somewhere to my right, so there we go. We are now established. Gear down. Now let's continue with our landing config.
Stabilizer motion. Stabilizer motion.
So this is the RNAV approach into Hilo. Let's see how well this one goes. The runway is not yet in sight for me. Unless that's it ahead of me. Okay, runway potentially in sight.
Stabilizer motion.
Yeah, runway's in sight. I can see where we're landing. And this time I must remember to use more than 18 degrees of flaps. So make sure that's all set properly there. Is that really a tip for the 717? Because what I've noticed so far is that you can't even pull the reverser in the air.
1000. Stabilizer motion.
Let's bring speed down to 140. Still not aligned the runway. I'm very close to it though. I may call this one a missed approach. Must have the 736.
500.
It's not a very nice approach this one it's given me.
Autopilot. 300.
Glide slope.
Minimums.
Yeah, I'm going around for this one.
Stall.
Glide slope.
Oh boy.
50.
Glide slope.
30.
Glide slope.
Let's possibly avoid those trees.
Landing gear.
Too low. Gear. Too low. Gear. Too low. Gear. Too low. Gear. Too low.
There we go.
Too low. Gear.
Right, so trying that again. We'll go right downwind from the airport.
Too low. Gear. Too low. Gear.
And the approach we've got wasn't the nicest by any means.
Too low. Gear.
That's fine. Right, so we're going to try that landing again. This time on a... I think I'll probably fly this one manually, actually, because the... Yeah, as you can tell, I am not good at an RNAV approach. That was an atrocious attempt at it. So we'll go right downwind. Make a circuit, and then make a second attempt at a landing. Back up to 2,000, we'll probably go down up to 3,000 or 4,000. As we continue our circle. It's a bit of turbulence at the moment. Passengers will get fear from. But nothing too major at this point of time. Okay, I've gone above 250 knots, so that I'm going to get into a bit of trouble with, unless I can save myself like this. Chances are they'll reject it.
Find out if they can clear us above 250 knots, Captain. No, ATC's requesting we keep it below 250 knots.
Cool, so I'm going to lose a few points for that one. Right, so we'll fly out a bit, and then we'll make a second attempt into Hilo. Nice, I'm quite surprised I didn't hit those trees there, because we were very, very low. Struggling to pull up with the go-around. Let's go a little bit further. We'll get past the waypoint there. I mean, with the approach I did beforehand, what I did was probably correct in the setup. It was just the fact that the waypoints that I had selected for the approach were way too close to the runway, which meant that the aircraft had no time to react, which is why we were going in such a poor angle going into the airport. So, fortunately, as I said, we went around, we've got a second chance at this landing. Fingers crossed that this time will be a little bit better for us. So, take 2. Hilo International landing. There we go. Right, runway's ahead of us now. We've got a much longer approach in this time, giving me more of an opportunity to actually focus on our heading before bringing it back onto the runway. Yeah, much more happy with this approach. Much more happy with this approach. Gear down.
Landing gear.
And this time I'm going to fly the approach manually. As you can see,
Landing gear.
we now have the glide slope indicators on that. So I now will be able to see when we are actually in line with the runway or not.
Glide slope.
Glide slope warning. I'll work on it in just a moment. Most important thing right now is heading. If I can get a good heading of the runway. Let's fly level 4 a bit, start climbing in fact. Now set to flaps 40, which is good for landing. And there we go. Perfect. Make a left turn again. And this time align the runway properly. Right, we're a little bit on the high end, but we are much straighter now. Perfect, bang on, 2 reds, 2 yellow. Sorry, 2 red, 2 white.
500.
A little bit high.
400. 300.
We are committed.
Minimums.
Committed.
Glide slope.
100.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
50.
Glide slope.
30.
Idle.
20. 10. 5.
Push it down. This aircraft likes to float. Bit heavy at second touchdown, but we're down.
Reverse thrust set.
And there we go. Second time lucky. Welcome to Hilo.
60 knots.
Reverse thrust cuts. Right, so I'll use this turning point here, where we can then come to the side crew announcements. Please remain seated. Right then, perfect. Now do a quick cleanup, so that can come up. APU I'll now turn on, so we can then switch over to that when turn the engines off. Stabilizer trim is a little bit outside of the range, but that's fine. There we go. And now pick gates for parking. We'll go for a small one, so gate 5 will do. Request follow me, yes. I'm not quite sure where the gates are at this airport. I want to say down there, but I know there are gates over there. In fact, I can see where we're going to park up. It's perfect. So landing lights come off. Taxi lights come on. And let's now taxi to parking. So overall, it was a decent flight at best. It wasn't perfect, wasn't great at all. I mean, messed up my speed twice, and the actual first approach into the airport was atrocious. Took for a second attempt to bring it down properly. But now, out of the 2 flights so far, I think the first one has been the better one of the two. And likewise, unfortunately, with no tower or Honolulu Centre, as it would have been, and unfortunately for me, it meant that my approach wasn't too great. If I was guided in, it could have been a lot better. But yeah, that wasn't the case for me. So fingers crossed as we fly to Kahului again. That'll be a much nicer one for me. Man, even this airport has jet bridges. There's the follow me car. It's made time of arrival. He's really going in circles. I mean, I can already see that we are going to that gate over there. A little bit too slow. I'll just quickly put in throttle. Oh nope, I lie. Someone just ahead of me. No, actually has vehicles next to it. So we'll go to that one. I don't think you can cancel the follow me car, so... Oh yeah, revoke follow me. Yes. There we go. Perfect. So the follow me car's now just going to go back to base, since I now know where I'm going. And come on, can I get the marshaller to dance on stream? That would be a perfect ending for this flight for me. Come on, ground marshaller. Are you on my side today? Or not? And your approach, I'd say, is good. 3, 2, 1, 0. Come on. Come on, come on. We all want to see the martial dance today. I'm sure you can give it to us. Okay. The one downside to this marshal is that they make us go like 20 feet in front of the actual like stopping point, but can't complain about that really. Okay, still another 0.7 to go. Little more. Little more. Okay. Car engines. APU comes on. Parked a bit too far. Bit too far. To be fair, you are the one who positioned me like this. Anyways, jet bridge is stuck. Oh boy, camera's now stuck. There's like some weird glitch in the simulator where, for whatever reason, the camera will freeze and you can't look around until you do something to unlock them. Boy, I love the simulator sometimes. Worst case scenario, if you can't free it, this may be last flight for today. What are we doing wrong? You just quickly Google it. Google.co.uk. FSX jet bridge freeze camera. How do you get your jet bridge plane? Jetway problems. Yeah, looks like it's maybe not a known, well, it's probably known, but no one's ever reported it. 'Cause there we go. That's freed it somehow. And yeah, that jet bridge is not going to move anywhere because I'm way too far forward for it. Anyways, let's just do the standard stuff. So, deboarding, refueling, boarding, exterior, open, open, cones, wheels, and just open the door since, like I said, that jet bridge is not going to go anywhere. Forward cargo should be open now. Yeah, forward and rear cargo is open. So I'm going to do one more flight to Kahului, and that will be my last flight of the stream today. So I think I've done a fair few flights. I've done 2 flights so far. We'll do one more, and then that should be nice and strong for this one. So if I go to documents, briefings, it is to oops, not that one, that one. So it's HTO to HOG, HTO to HOG 01, plug it in. Alternative airport is going to be Honolulu, is it? Nope, it's HTO again.
Thank you. You did a great job. Thank you for a wonderful flight.
And then the flight number will be 111. So thank you for subscribing, Nikita, much appreciated. J111.
Thank you. You did a great job. Thank you for a wonderful flight.
I'm not sure what you're saying there, but thank you very much. There's a Skyhawk somewhere in the area, but that won't affect me in any way. Right, so they're going to deboard, then we start boarding. Sorry, then the fuel truck gets here, then we start boarding. I'm going to the toilet quickly, since I actually really need to go. So, 2 seconds, whilst the aircraft is currently in deboarding mode. And likewise, once I do get back, is then when the aircraft officially allows me to sort its numbers out for the return leg. So, 2 seconds, guys. And thank you for subscribing, Vanch, much appreciated. Cool, so I'm now back. And that's just a case of how far the fuel truck is taking to get here. I can just about hear it, I think. So where is it? Are we boarding first? Boarding requested, your truck's on the way. Okay, fair enough. So I just have to wait for that then. What do we do? Let's go for... Well, yeah, I can't do that page. Got to have all the weights set up properly. In fact, those two I can turn off now. And fuel. How many add-ons do I have? Easily 100. Easily 100. Required over 10 years of Flight Simulator X. Nope, wrong one. fuel is 8749 for me today. 8749. Ah, I forgot to do that. Right, so end flights. Go through the passengers disembarking flight, one we just had. So exceptional flights, 262 feet per minute touchdown, which was decent. So yeah, exceeded 250 by 43 knots. That I'm happy to accept because I did do that during my go around. But otherwise, I'm quite happy with that. Decent flight overall. So we'll record that flight. Now, right, commercial flight C1, because basically the showcase that I'm doing right now, that one I'm not using the financial stuff for. If you want me to like an actual career mode, then do check out my FS Passengers series. I do on a Wednesday. But this one I'm just doing for the sake of it, because I do enjoy it. Right, so where is this fuel truck, and how long will it take for him to get here? I mean, fair enough. All the services probably mad spread across the entire area. But without the fuel truck, I am not going anywhere. Yep, there he is. He's coming in to the area now. There he is. So he'll be here with me in a couple of seconds. Right, so 8419 is the number, was it? 8749, sorry. Fuel truck's in position. Go. So, fuel 8749. If we half that, is 4,000. 7 goes to 35. 4 is 2, 5, 6, 7. 9 is 4.5. Perfect. So that's how much fuel we need per tank. 8759. That'll maths bit off. I'm not going to complain. That's perfect for me. So load. Passengers fillets. Youngest is 6. Corinne Slaughter. Oldest is Elaine Schmitz at 78. Destination will be Fog. Flight time will be, so we put that into here, so Fog, cruising altitude is going to be, I actually didn't get the cruising altitude for this one, I believe it's only 12,000. Refresh, briefing, 24, about half an hour, 35 minutes we'll put in.
Destination set.
Real timer 2 minutes. V speeds I can do in the FMC. So I actually never checked, if I can go back into the FSX camera, which, what's the altitude? 18,000, okay, that's fine then, 18,000. So, out, close, status. Block is automatic, 2.7. ZFW is 46.3. Oh, okay, fuel and payload. Shoots, okay, cancel. Let me read that again, I did it a bit too soon, that. Hang on, so what was this? 8, so it's 4. Crying out loud, I've completely forgotten it. I should have done that. Yeah, I did that too fast, so unfortunately I've completely messed that one up for myself. It's documents, briefings, that one. 437, 437, 4.5, 437, 4.5. 437, 4.5. Just quickly do this in the background. You guys can't see this, I do apologise. But I just need to do this so that my simulator allows me to refuel the aircraft, something you're not allowed to do in FS Passengers. Basically, because people used to cheat and just refuel mid-flight if you didn't put enough fuel
Destination
in.
set.
So I'm putting everything else exactly the same. 2 minutes. Show done. Cool, let's carry on. There we go. Right, so try it again. 2.7. Takeoff, go around. If you go back, sorry, close. Status, right. So it's 35, so 30. Zero fuel weight is 45.8. 45.8. That goes into there. 30. 30. I've not had an issue with that just yet. Seems to do fine. Next page is done. So takeoff approach. Bit of a dry throat that, just drink some water. Aircraft refueled. Flaps, sorry, flex goes to 45. Flaps 15. Slope is going to be 0 at weather request 0 at what's the wind speeds? 14. Whoops, wrong one. And temperature is 25 Celsius. 25 C. Jetway has been technically it's been operated, it's just not gone to the aircraft because it's glitched out. You can see it's shaking there very slightly because the ground marshal art brought me way too far forward of the point in there, so the has no idea what to do. Anyways, that'll do fine. Finish boarding in a couple of seconds. Confirm the V speeds, so it's 133, rotate today. And cruising was at 18,000, so I'll stick that into 18 now. And then do remember that there is no SID at this airport, so there is no departure. So I have to clear that and clear that. At this point then, I am now ready for pushback. So APU is running, is it? Yes it is. So bring power back onto the aircraft. Already has been. Don't even open the GPU. I'm not too sure. Exterior. No, I didn't. Okay, so close all the exits. And I will now announce that I'm ready for pushback. So prepare for pushback and departure. I am probably going to depart, yeah, on the water side, as in they've already got the first turn sorted for me. Battery charging, that's fine. APU sorted, that's all fine. Make sure my packs are switched off. That comes to open. And I am now ready for startup. I did request pushback, did I? Waiting for other services to complete. Baggage loading in progress. Ah, the bags haven't been loaded yet. Okay, I do apologise. Exterior. We're opening the cargo doors again. Basically, because of the fact that the services are way over in the distance over there, the journey time to get here is a lot longer than anticipated. Which causes the aircraft to slow down a bit, but that shouldn't take us too long now to let out the baggage. Passengers are all aboard and raring to go. I am also raring to go, meaning very shortly we'll start our pushback. Whilst I'm here, let me just get myself familiarised with the charts at Kahului. So on my arrivals. And yes, only one I can choose from. That'd be the... Ooh, no. Hang on. Actually, do I want camps free? I believe I do, yes. Go for the camps free arrival. Flight plan. Bring it down to the arrival. Start. on the camps 3. Welcome stream, Darren. How you doing? Hang on, it's 20. 360. I need its total. So. And what's the runway number for this one again? Camps 3. I want the more northerly one, so it won't be. So it will be 02, won't it? 03, yes, it'll be 02 approach. Inserts. Perfect, that's me sorted out for landing. In fact, we could go to steps. So that whilst they're loading up the aircraft, I can then just check that. So plan. How's this approach look into? So yeah, Harpo. Nose goes to the right. No. Whoops, not that one. Perfect, that's a decent. In fact, I can probably get rid of Harpo. So if I go back up, clear yes, then clear the discontinuity. Perfect. Flight plan back to normal.
Hello, Captain. We are
Map.
ready for pushback.
Yes, close the cargo doors. And then release parking brake once he has connected the aircraft to the pushback tug. So, like I said, last flight for the day. And I actually need to record the airport CEO video for today. I've actually forgotten to do that. But, like I said, we'll do this flight first.
Departure check completed. Live has been inserted. Release parking brakes.
Parking brake released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
Engine 2. Okay, they've not started up. I'm probably done something wrong. To be fair, how this config's gone, I would be surprised if I have done something wrong. Let's see what I've done. So that can come back again. Right, what have I actually done is now the important question for the day. Why aren't the engines starting up? Ice station's open, that's fine. Star pump open, electric, AP electric, yeah. Okay, let's try turning the air on. Well, I don't think that's the issue. Oh yes it was, okay, I do apologise. So engine 2 can now start up. See, I'm not as familiar with the 8717 as I really think I am. Just at the end of the day, this really is a McDonnell Douglas at heart, an MD-95 as it was initially being sold as, until Boeing acquired the company. There we go, engine 2 has started up. There we go, engine 1 can now do the same. Still pushing back, that's fine.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brake set. Engine 1 can now start. Even his animation's completely given up, to be fair. Oh boy, let's just carry on. Stabilizer 1.5, so I should bring that down a bit more. And as for you, that's down to 0, and dial it up to 15.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass main removed.
And before I forget, we actually reconnect to that sim with the correct number. We are how documents, flight briefings
Right is clear.
to that one. We are how 111 connects 11. Flight plan is from you to fog. Departure will be 1840. Flight time will be 30 minutes. Fuel label, that's fine. And then the flight information will be Ito, Akala. You guys can't see this, I do apologise. That's basically just me. This is just me setting up the flight plan onto that sim. Cool, so it's Ito, the Akala, Tiga. Akala, Tiga. Up Marken camps. Up Marken camps. Up Marken camps. And then that's onto runway 02. Cool. So I should have done this at gate as well. I do apologise. Whoops, flight plan going to 18,000. Otherwise, we can now turn on the taxi lights. They're already on. Pine brake comes off. And let's go to the runway. As for that, I can now get rid of it, so I don't need it anymore. Again, very useful to the documentation being on the iPad, the tablet system, since it means I don't have to go back and forth all the time to set it up. I should have taken that turn point right there, and then taken another taxiway up. I do apologise, I really don't know where I'm going in this airport. Let's do a quick 360. And take the actual turning this time. I am flying from there. I'm going to be landing at Kahului, which is Hotel Oscar Golf. Yeah, Hotel Oscar Golf, not Hotel Tango Oscar. So I'm flying from I can't remember this airport's name. I do apologise, I keep forgetting this airport's name. Hilo. So I'm departing Hilo and I'm landing at Kahului. Which means that reminds me I need to set up the flight briefing on top of the screen. So that's where the confusion is coming from. I do apologise. I'll quickly set it up as well. First time actually, like I said, this is the first time I'm actually doing like multiple flights in one stream. My first time doing an island hopping stream. So I'm not yet used to this setup. This is very much me trying this out, as well as flying for the first time. So what I want to do is set up a flight from you to Thog. Whoops. That's 18,000. Apply. Right, give me 2 seconds, and then the information at the top of the screen will all be correct. Please wait. There we go. Right, now you should have the correct flight information for this one. So we're crossing the live runway here, or at least the inactive runway at the moment, since this one is inappropriate weather. I am departing from runway. I have no idea what the number is. I'm just taxiing to it anyway. But it's the one facing the coast. So runway, gosh, I think something like 08. Something like that. It's like 08. Hashtag professional at all times. Right, so we'll get on to here in a moment. Here we go, we'll go for the second one actually, since the turn's a lot shallower on that, much nicer. Especially when in the 717, where turn circle's not the nicest in the world, but doable, it's doable. And there we go, so come to a halt now. Yeah, runway 8, as I predicted. Cool, then lights on. Runway will be clear. Traffic-wise, there isn't much in the area, apart from a CRJ. Flying offline in a... Flying same flight as well, but in a Delta 717 offline. Okay, which model? Who made your one? And why don't you have Hawaiian? So, there we go. Now on the runway. Spot up the engine, and off we go. Rotates at 140. 133, sorry. As in, who makes your 717? Is it TFDi? Is it a freeware? Rotates. Positive climb, gear up.
Gear up.
And there we go. Now take on autopilot. A quick look at the airport down below me, Hilo. Yeah, not the best time in the world flying to this airport. But we survived it, I guess. We survived it. As we now leave the Hawaiian island of, I don't know this one's name. The last time for today. Like I said, as I get better, as I get used to these aircraft, I'm sure I'll be landing at this airport many more times, because it's a rather nice little RNAV approaching to here through the coast, with the mountain on the other side, one we can't go over. That's passengers reacting to the turbulence, so we can all be thankful for that. They always do that reaction. Basically, FS passengers and Actor Sky 16 aren't the most compatible in the world. FS passengers, sorry, AXA can be very harsh on FS passengers when it comes to turbulence, so that we can just be fine with.
Stabilizer motion. Stabilizer motion.
A freeware 77 for 2004. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yep, I just remembered that. Oscar Golf. That is where I'm actually landing myself, so if there's traffic there... WWE 190. Okay, so 10 mile final runway 02. That's fine then. So he's landing the same runway as me. And it doesn't mean there's traffic in the area I need to be careful about, but not for a little while. Alright, pass through 10,000. So if I can now turn off the landing lights, there we go. And yeah, AP can actually come off now as well. Set up for this flight wasn't the nicest in the world. At the end of the day, I'm still getting used to the setup for this plane. Landing shouldn't be too long. Okay, might be a bit of a late arrival, but we'll see. Oh gosh, that man's still not even, that man's still higher than us. Shows the struggle if we actually departed from that direction at Hilo. Weather required. Oh, don't even need that anymore. What's our destination weather? 3006. Might as well just tune that in whilst I'm here. Don't even remember saying that, to be fair. It just appeared out of nowhere. Right, so we're about to come up to 17,000, so we'll soon be at 18. Well, then level off, there we go.
Altitude.
Right, now we're going to start serving drinks and food, despite the fact that there is no time for that. Because we'll soon be starting our descent into Kahului. So continuing our island hop. And this is our third leg, and like I said, this will be the last one for today. So that I can take a break myself, and in reality, actually, how many flights would a pilot normally do, like, for taking a quick break before carrying on? Because these are some fairly quick fire legs, these. I mean, straight in, land, change over, depart, lands, change over, departs. Right, so if I now quickly zoom out, now 1 point, fuel level, oh, fuel level low. The right tank doesn't have as much fuel as I thought it would be, 860925. Is everything alright on the fuel side of things? Worst case scenario, is this aircraft a cross feed I could possibly use to feed it with? Right, this is me now looking around the aircraft in hopes that there's possibly a cross feed. The only issue is I genuinely don't know if this even has one or not. I'll probably not find one, or just look in the wrong place for it. I mean, we'll be fine with fuel. There's no issue with the fact that we're going to run out of fuel. That's not concerning me, really. Fuel maybe traps in center tank pumps off. Alright, if we get trapped in here, which is why they tell me to turn it off, that's fine. So, the only issue I see apparently is fuel's a little low, especially in the right tank, where for some reason it's not taking as much fuel. Our top of descent is just after up, so that'll come up shortly, and then we're descending to camps around 5,600, so I'll work it out during our descents. Yeah, fuel level low. Right, other than that, we set this now down to 4,000. Should I go to 5,000? And let me figure out the ILS into this airport's the frequency. So flight plan is all set. Briefing runway 22. Sorry, 02 is 1. So it's 110 10 24. 110 10 24. 110 10/24. 110.10/24. 110.10/24. Alright, so that's sorted out, and as soon as we're established, we can then start our descent into Kahului. Thank you very much, Ala Craft, for subscribing. Much appreciated. There you go. So now we're currently in the cloud layer. And so hopefully we won't get any, won't get too caught in the storm at the moment. Right, so starting it out, we started our descent into Kahului. 3006, pressure's set already. So it's just now a case of, there was traffic earlier, so I will actually announce that I am starting my approach into Kahului. And the start was documents, charts, Kahului, arrival, top 1. The camps, was it camps 3? Yes, surely it was. So, fog, traffic, approaching runway 02 on the, what was it again? Star 3. Camps 3. Camps 3 approach. Right, traffic, runway 02 on the Camps 3 approach. And then the aircraft that was before me, I'm not sure if he's disconnected or not. No, he's not. It's the RJ700. So he's still on the ground, but that's fine. Traffic, final runway 02. United Airlines 767-300. Okay, so there's maybe a few aircraft coming in to land at Kahului. So in a moment we'll then pass 10,000 feet right in terms of landing lights. I'm a little high to my liking for this position right now.
Descending below 10,000 feet, Captain.
Landing lights can come on. Terrain inhibitor comes on. And there we go, now continuing our last bit of descent into Kahului. So in a moment we'll start thinking about approach as well. There you go, now established on the localizer. Bring the aircraft down as low as possible since we are way above on the glide slope right now. And I'll also start in a moment doing the first stages of flats for landing as well. So in fact, probably start doing first slats now. And in a moment I'll now announce that I'll be on final into Kahului. Let's do flaps 13. Announce that I'm on final as well, so fog, TRC. TFC, final runway 02. Right, so now announced that I am on final, since I'll be making the last turn in just a moment. That means any traffic on the runway right now will clear it for my arrival very shortly. Good. There you go. To make the final turn, we'll now load a gear.
Gear down.
And continue with the flaps.
Stabilizer motion.
Set a landing speed, 1.3 is actually a little bit too shallow, so I'll go to 1.46. As we now make our final turn into the airport for our final flight of the day. And we actually started off on flying as well, so we started off at Kahului, went to Honolulu, went to Hilo, and now we're coming back to where we started. So continue our landing config, continue with the flaps. And there you go, the aircraft's now guiding us into the correct passant for landing. So runway is just behind the clouds right now. Cool, he's clear of the runway, meaning that it is now my turn to land. And of course the FSX VAS, meaning that these textures are going to take a lifetime to load. There we go. And then, whilst I've got a second as well, quickly clear the charts. Right, I have now got the runway in sight. .25 flaps, that is good. No, I'll probably go to flaps 40 for landing actually. I'll do one more set of them in a moment. Yeah, just holding on with the turbulence right now, so it's a little bit of light turbulence, nothing too out of the ordinary. The aircraft can quite easily handle it right now. Yeah, nice and slow. I think it's actually quite a nice little approach this right now. Speed wise, going 147 knots, so it's about landing speed of a 737 as I do my PMDGs normally. But nah, in this aircraft 717 I can go a lot slower than that, especially if I do go for one more flap setting. And there we go, 40 flaps. Now keep me quite happy during landing today.
Stabilizer motion.
There you go, rather nice view of the aircraft from behind. We come about a minute late now actually, so we should have landed a few moments ago. But otherwise, I think we've done our times quite well so far in this flight. There you go, our 717 now coming on short final. Quick wing view for those interested. Of course, textures load back in. And of course, most important view for landing, the cockpit. So in a moment, I will now turn off autopilot just before I hit a 1000 call. And then I will guide the aircraft in manually at this point. Welcome to Street, Robert. How you doing?
1000.
Autopilot disconnect. Although it appears the aircraft is controlling my speed for a little bit more, which I'm quite happy with. Up a little bit, so I'm going a little bit too low now. Nice and clear of the factory. Looking good. Slight crosswinds to the left, but
500.
easily manageable. Right, a little bit too high now, so push the aircraft nose down.
400. 300. Minimum.
Glide slow.
We are committed. A little low, but committed.
Glide slow.
There we go.
Glide slow.
Not really. We're right on the
Slow.
we're bang on right now.
Glide slow.
Idle throttle.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Right, a bit of a bounce landing that, but we're down, I guess.
Reverse thrust set. Knots.
Our thrust set, but not going up exactly.
60 knots.
Reverse thrust cut, and we can easily make this turning point here. Welcome to Kahului. Beautiful landing, not particularly. That's quite a rough landing actually into Kahului. So the 717, it likes to float. It very much likes to float, so that was a bit of a bumpy touchdown for that. So now turn on taxi lights, runway lights come off. Taxi to gate. In fact, if possible, gate B, stand 11. No thank you. I want to go to the gates we started off our flight with today. So where I started streaming about 2 hours ago now. How long have I been streaming for? 3 hours. 3 hours and a half. Gosh. That was a lot longer than I was expecting, not gonna lie. Anyways, we'll carry on taxiing, make sure everything is cleared up. The APU on our starts up as well. Now so I'm clear as well, so fog TFC clear runway 02, because I know that this airport's got a fair bit of traffic right now. Yeah, no worries, I don't mind you missing this one. Alright, so it's fine, gate 11. There's a few aircraft already at gates here. Bear in mind that it's quite a busy airport at the moment. There was 2 aircraft landing just before me. So the CRJ will probably still be at gates. And then there was a 767, who I'm not quite sure where they've gone off to. They've probably disconnected since. They're United Airlines. So yeah, the CRJ is still there. The other guy unfortunately isn't. In fact, I'm parking right up next to him by the looks of things. Always nice little extra. So yeah, a couple minutes late into gates. That's fine for me. Okay, so I'm not right next to him, I'm a few gates down. Just not too far away. Yeah, when Flight Sim World finally gets its jets, that should be quite fun when they have their business aircrafts. Can't wait to see how Chris flies them on his channel, knowing that he's a bit of a disaster himself. And if you're watching this, Chris, hi. Yeah, flying the Hawaiian right now, being very much the only airline in this part of the world to have 717s. The TFDi 717, very nice aircraft, do like this one. Right, so it's a right turn coming up to my gate now. In fact, it's probably the next one. It's not the clearest markings. Ooh, oh, come on, FSX, don't crash. Of course, FSX was crash at the very last second of a 3-hour flight. This is what I can see, guys. So yeah, you got my VATSIM window, which is I've just disconnected from, so I can actually save this flight. Chat window in the top right. FS passengers, that's unfortunately now lost forever. Yeah, that's completely gone. Active skies gonna die off in a second. Flight plan, no map. Yeah. Error message, yep, okay. And That confirms it. Well, like I said, this was going to be my last flight of the day. So, I guess it's a bit of a and there you go, that confirms it. The, simulator is dead. So, yeah. Oh, well, I said I was going to end the stream at this point anyway. I've been streaming for an hour and 3 hours and a half now. A lot longer than I was expecting. But, nothing I can do about that now. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Do leave a like if you did. Do subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Anyways, I've got Airport C to actually record because I've forgotten to do that today. And likewise, I'll stick around on chat for a couple more minutes just to see what you guys are saying as well.